Gorillapods. If you've been on YouTube at all, you've probably seen one of these around.
It's not great.
They are these twisty, bendy little tripods made of lots of little balls. I've had this one since 2011. I got my first DSLR and my mom bought me this one for Christmas. When everyone started shooting with DSLRs, they weren't as ergonomic as the old school camcorder style things. This would actually give you an extra piece of contact, so you can screw it onto the bottom of your camera. Obviously, if you're a vlogger, oh wow, it just broke. If you're a vlogger, you can hold it out in the front of you like that. But I was filming sports mostly at the time and like adventure stuff, so it was really great for having an extra point of contact as a little boot mount instead of a shoulder mount. The camcorder style cameras, you would kind of like hold it up to your eye and your head would stabilize the thing. But now with your little flippy screen on the DSLRs, you would just hold it like this and it would be nice and stable. It would take out all the little handheld micro vibrations. So this thing used to have a little ball head that I've since broken and thrown in the trash. And I took it everywhere. It hung off the side of my backpack for putting it on the ground and getting time lapses or whatever, you know, nice static shots. But it had a few problems. If you put any type of larger lens on, the legs would actually start buckling. And within a year, I think it couldn't really hold the weight of the camera anymore. And also the little plastic knobbles eventually broke, so they just pop out like that, and they would pop out at the most inconvenient times. I've had a few other mini tripods over the years that I kind of found at China stores. I didn't really think of it. I would just usually throw this all around my backpack and keep using it kind of like in this mode just to have an extra point of contact and to stabilize my shots. So recently there's been a lot of people trying to ditch the Gorillapod. So you've got other things out there like the Switch Pod or maybe the Manfrotto Pixie. So I'm basically here to tell you to not get a Switch Pod or another Gorillapod, but to get this, the Leofoto MT-03. So this is actually a very nice all aluminum tiny little tripod. I don't know the dimensions. I initially bought it without the ball head. I thought I could adapt my old Gorillapod ball head and I subsequently broke it. So then I got this ball head, which is not the one that comes standard because I didn't want a big plate. I just wanted a little tripod thread with a ball head. So quick walkthrough, it's got the little ball head. I'm doing this like a fashion vlogger now. It's got a little ball head that you can tighten with a little knobby here. And it's got 3 all aluminum legs. They've all got little tripod threads on them. So you can screw like little magic arms into them to attach lights or microphones. And each one of the 3 legs can extend. So now it's twice as long. And so very quickly, you've got quite a long little mini tripod. It's pretty much the same length as my old Gorillapod with some extra clearance. And what's awesome is when you extend it, it's very solid. It's not going to do the same thing as the Gorillapod where it like kind of flops over and like buckles under the weight of the camera. And then for more stability, you can even extend them all the way flat. It's got like 3 steps. It goes this, and then the satisfying little click. It can go like this, and then down to the normal size. I think I've used it for like 4 months now, and it's one of my favorite things I've ever bought. So small, pretty affordable, but in terms of how much it changes the way I shoot, it's amazing. It's just, it fits in my little Peak Design sling bag next to my camera. And I usually just roll with this and a lens. And actually, what I've done is I have a cheap little quick release plate. This thing is like some Chinese brand. I think it's called Yulanzi. I just bought them because they were cheap and I could buy 3 at a time. So I've actually got the same quick release system on my camera strap, which I actually don't use my strap that much. And got the same system on my large tripod. So you can literally just click it on. This is my Sony A7C. And it actually, with the 24-70 it actually fits properly and it works, which is ridiculous because it's such a small tripod. It works in portrait mode, it works for vlogging if you have to actually do that. I will probably vlog not with this big lens but with like a smaller prime 20mm, but there you go. It's actually doing its job. It's holding it tight, and yeah, that's it. So not much else to this review other than get something solid and aluminum like this Leofoto MT-03, and don't get a Gorillapod. You're welcome.